Welcome back. All right, so I profiled Zach Parise the other day. Now I'm going to profile Jeff Carter and his career. Jeff Carter, drafted in 2003, same year as Zach Parise. He's a number 11 draft pick. That draft's absolutely insane. The 2015 draft, I think, is going to be looked back at in a very similar manner. There's a discussion about whether or not the 2023 draft is going to produce that many star players. You just never know. You just never know until, the careers have played themselves out. But Carter played a very long time in the National Hockey League, and he started out as a Philadelphia Flyer. 05-06, plays 81 games, 23 goals, 19 assists, 42 points. In the playoffs, no points in 6 games for Jeff Carter. 2006-2007, plays 62 games that season. Bit of a sophomore jinx here. 14 goals, 23 assists, 37 points. So the points total pretty good. The 14 goals, a little bit of a drop in goals per game from the rookie year. But he bounces back, right? Because in 2007-2008, he plays all 82 games that year for Philadelphia. 29 goals, 24 assists, 53 points. And in the playoffs, he had 6 goals, 5 assists, 11 points in 17 games. And the thought process is that Mike Richards and Jeff Carter, these are guys who could lead Philadelphia to a Stanley Cup someday. Doesn't quite work out that way. 2008-2009 is a career year for Jeff Carter. Plays all 82 games again, has 46 goals, which is second overall in the NHL that year, 38 assists and 84 points. In the playoffs, 1 goal in 6 games. He did play in the All-Star game. He was 10th in Hart voting that season. So definitely a really strong season for Jeff Carter. The Philadelphia Flyers don't get very far in the 2009 playoffs. It's not really Carter's fault, although he only had the 1 goal in 6 games. 2009-2010, plays 74 games that year, 33 goals, 28 assists, 61 points. 2010's the year that Philadelphia somehow goes to the Stanley Cup final. The goaltending was the conversation point, and it became a question of, can you get to a Stanley Cup and win a Stanley Cup without a real true number one goaltender? But along the way, Carter plays 12 games during that playoff run, 5 goals, 2 assists, 7 points. So for the Flyers, they get all the way to the Stanley Cup final. What did they do for a follow-up in 2010-2011? Well, he plays all 80 games, or he plays 80 of the 82 games, does Jeff Carter. 36 goals, which is 7th overall in the NHL, 30 assists, 66 points. In the playoffs, they do not go back to the Stanley Cup final. Carter plays 6 games, has a goal and an assist for 2 points. And so he's going to get traded. He gets traded to Columbus. On June 23rd of 2011, he is traded for a 2011 first-round pick, which Philadelphia uses to draft Sean Couturier, a third-round pick, which was used to draft Nick Cousins, and Jacob Voracek. So this is a trade where Philadelphia does pretty well for themselves. Columbus, not as much, and it was pretty obvious right away that Carter, not all that happy about going to Columbus. He only played 39 games as a member of the Blue Jackets, 15 goals, 10 assists, 25 points. And he gets traded. So February 23rd, he is traded for a 2013 first-round pick, which Columbus uses to draft Marco Dano, and Jack Johnson. So now you've got a problem where Columbus has given up pretty good pieces to pick up Carter, and months later, they're trading Jeff Carter, and they're not getting as much back from LA as what they gave up to acquire Carter months before. Now, what makes it worse for Columbus is once Jeff Carter arrives in LA, it clicks. Plays 16 games after the trade, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. And in the playoffs, the Kings go on quite the run, don't they? First off, in the first round, they upset the Vancouver Canucks, the President's Trophy winners. But then they steamroll the rest of the way. Jonathan Quick was fantastic. 20 games played by Jeff Carter, 8 goals, 5 assists, 13 points. Jeff Carter and Mike Richards indeed are cup winners, just not for Philadelphia. They're cup winners for LA. 2012-2013, 48 games played. That's a lockout shortened season, of course. 26 goals, which is 4th overall in the NHL that year. Just 7 assists, 33 points for Jeff Carter. In the playoffs, 18 games. 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points as the Kings go all the way to the conference final. They lose against Chicago. And then, of course, Chicago wins the Stanley Cup. So 2013-2014, it's a revenge tour for the Kings. 72 games for Carter, 27 goals, 23 assists, 50 points. In the playoffs, he brings his A game. 26 games, 10 goals, 15 assists, 25 points, and a second Stanley Cup in 3 years. So the LA Kings and the Chicago Blackhawks have quite the back and forth in the West. But that's kind of where it ends. 2014-2015, 82 games played by Carter, 28 goals, 34 assists, 62 points. No playoff games for Carter in 2015. 2015-2016, 77 games played, 24 goals, 38 assists, 62 points. The Kings get back into the playoffs, but only 5 games and 2 goals in that playoff run for Jeff Carter. 2016-2017, 82 games played by Carter, so he plays every game, 32 goals, 34 assists, 66 points, and he plays in the All-Star game that year. It's the second and final appearance in the All-Star game. 2017-2018, he only plays 27 games that year due to injury, 13 goals, 9 assists, 22 points for Carter, 4 playoff games, no points. Of course, the 2018 playoffs, he's not alone with getting no points, because that's the year that you have Jonathan Quick at one end of the ice, Marc-Andre Fleury at the other end. Little did we know, Jonathan Quick would actually win a cup ring as a member of the Vegas Golden Knights, and Fleury doesn't, so that's weird. But at any rate, the LA Kings couldn't score that series. Neither could Vegas, but Vegas found enough goals to get the sweep. The LA Kings could not. 2018-2019, this is where we see the offense really drop off for Jeff Carter. 76 games, 13 goals, 20 assists, 33 points. And really, with hockey players, as the years go by, your body gets beat up more and more, and it is more difficult to get back to what you were able to do in your early mid-20s when you're in your early mid-30s. So 2019-2020, plays 60 games still for the Kings, 17 goals, 10 assists, 27 points. 2020-2021, the Kings, now firmly in a rebuild, 40 games, 8 goals, 11 assists, 19 points. On April the 12th of 2021, he is traded to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for a third-round pick in 2022, as well as a fourth-round pick in 2023. And for the Penguins, it had to feel like it was worth it out of the gate. 14 games played with Pittsburgh after the trade, 9 goals, 2 assists, 11 points. He had more goals in the 14 games with Pittsburgh than he had in the 40 games with LA prior to that in the playoffs. 6 games, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points. 2021-2022, 76 games, almost 20 goals. He gets to 19, 26 assists, 45 points. In the playoffs, he plays 7 games, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points. The Pittsburgh Penguins have had trouble getting out of the first round. Bringing in Jeff Carter made some sense because of his playoff resume and the 2 cup rings while in LA. It just never quite translated with Pittsburgh, as Pittsburgh's had trouble getting back into contender status after their last cup win in 2017. They got to the second round in 2018, haven't been to the second round since. So 2022-2023, 79 games, 13 goals, 16 assists, 29 points. Clearly had lost a step from where he was in his prime. Pittsburgh misses the playoffs that year. This season, he plays 72 games, 11 goals, 4 assists, 15 points. And at times this season, you could tell, final year, definitely to the point where retirement made a lot of sense. But a really good, strong, long career for him. And again, he retired on April the 18th of this year. He retires with 1,321 games played, which is 63rd on the all-time list. His 442 goals is 71st on the all-time list. 409 assists, 851 points. In the playoffs, 133 games, 47 goals, 37 assists, 84 points for Jeff Carter. He did win Olympic gold in 2014. He won World Junior gold in 2005, and he won silver at the World Juniors in 2004. So Stanley Cups, 2 of them, Olympics, he wins there. World Juniors, he gets a win there. I don't know if it's a Hall of Fame level career. I don't think so, but we'll see, right? Jeff Carter, nice long career, and definitely a really important member to those 2 Stanley Cup winning teams for the Los Angeles Kings. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you've not done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.